Hey everybody! So in this video, we're going to be talking about the difference between co-consciousness and cofronting, and how those work for us. Now, for those of you who don't know what these terms mean, co-consciousness means when one or more system members besides the one who is currently out are aware of what's going on. This is somewhat like being the passenger in a car. You know what's happening, you can see it, you can hear it, but you don't have control. Now, you can be very aware and co-conscious, as if being the passenger in the car right next to the driver, or you can be less aware but still co-conscious, like a person who was in the back seat of a car. Both of these are still different forms of being co-conscious. One is just more aware than the other. For us, co-consciousness feels a lot like pressure right in the center of our forehead. At least it does for me. And from what the others have said, they experience a similar sensation. But at a later date, I'm sure if they're interested, they will talk about their own personal experiences with it. But it feels like having a bunch of people essentially pushing on the inside of your head. It's very uncomfortable. It's not really the most fun thing in the world. But it's also a fairly essential thing for us because it allows us to communicate more directly. It allows all of us to share memory more easily. And it makes our lives a lot easier. So for us, co-consciousness is very important. And it is for many other systems as well, whether that system is a DID system or an OSDD system. Being able to share awareness can often be a big and important step in gaining better cooperation as a system. Now, cofronting, on the other hand, is sharing control of the body, not just awareness. That would be, to use the car analogy, like having two drivers at the same time. Now, this is a lot more difficult, and it takes a lot more practice to get good at. Because if you have two different individuals trying to run the body at the same time in the same ways, it becomes like a game of tug of war, and that doesn't end well. Because then everybody's uncomfortable, and the body ends up in pain, and it's just not a fun time. So what generally has to happen for us is that we agree on what things each individual person gets to control. Like, for instance, ever since we found out that Allie, our nighttime host from the time we were a kid, does not experience consistent flashbacks when she's out, I have been cofronting with her at night. And what that means is that I am sharing control of our body with her. But I'm not sharing control of all of the same aspects of control of our body with her. For instance, I'm doing the speaking while she's doing the watching. Or she's watching out of one eye and I'm watching out of the other, that kind of thing. Now, cofronting is a very awkward sensation for me. It feels a lot like there's a little invisible line drawn down the middle of my face, and half of my face is numb. It feels very, very weird. And eventually, I'm able to, I guess, get used to it and ignore it, but it continues to be there, like this strange pressure and numbness in my head and face. And it's not really the most comfortable thing ever, but to me, it's more important that Allie is not suffering from flashbacks than it is that I suffer some minor discomfort. So that's why we've agreed on this particular arrangement. Hopefully someday in the near future we can get it to the point where she's not suffering from constant flashbacks inside, so that this arrangement is no longer necessary for both of our sakes, because it would be easier on her to be able to do the things she wants to be able to do inside as well. And now here's where it gets really, really complicated. Smaller systems will generally have an easier time with co-consciousness once they've achieved it, simply because they have less members. So there's less clamor, less to share. But for larger systems like ours, co-consciousness and cofronting can be very difficult, because we have a lot of people all wanting to do things all at the same time, and all wanting to be aware all at the same time, and sometimes it can become very, very overwhelming. Now, for us, our general way of handling that is just to tell everybody, hey, you're putting too much pressure and I'm getting overwhelmed, can you please back up? And that works for us. Now, for other systems, they might have a completely different way of doing things, and that's fine. As long as everybody's communicating in a healthy and polite manner, it doesn't really matter. But overall, co-consciousness is a lot easier to maintain than cofronting, and is a lot more comfortable. So it tends to be the more sought-after option for most systems. Not all, of course. And for us, we hope that cofronting will not always be necessary, just because it would allow all of us greater personal freedom. Though we definitely hope to continue to maintain co-consciousness and gain co-consciousness with those people who are not yet in communication with, because that leads to better cooperation for us, and leads to us working more cohesively as a system and as an internal family, because we really do consider ourselves a family. And so it's important to us, all in our own ways, to make this work. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. Have a good day, everybody.